Hello, and welcome back to another podcast episode. This will be just an audio episode because we're still messing around with the video, trying to set up the room, the podcast room. I don't know what we're going to call the room. Maybe it'll just be called the room. Today is February 21st, 8:10 p.m.
February?
That's how I say it. That's
February.
how I'm going to say it
Yeah.
because it's Febru.
Are you serious?
Yeah, February.
Yeah. So we're also trying a new thing where I only have one microphone, and I'm gonna be moving it around to Alex's mouth when he
Yeah.
talks, and then when I talk, I'll move it back because it sounds pretty nice when it's up close. I just texted Christian to bring his mic, but he never does that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're just gonna jump right into it. The first thing I just wanted to talk about was paying respects to voice actor Peter Jason. He's done a few things, had a few roles, voice actor for Fallout 2, Wing Commander, and where I know him from, where Alex, you probably know him from, is Gears 2.
And three.
Oh yeah,
And Deadwood.
yeah. So yeah, you know him from a few places.
I'm dizzy.
Yeah, we know him as Dizzy from Gears of War. I remember the first time seeing this character in magazines and thinking that it was a stupid idea for Gears. Such an ugly looking character and just didn't fit the style of the universe. But I actually, I fell in love with the character. He's fucking awesome. I think Alex, you too.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, we talked about it because Gears 2 was such a big thing coming out, especially after we got into Gears 1. We played it over and over again, and then here and there we're gonna make Gears 2, and two new characters were gonna come onto the storefront, and it was Dizzy Wallin and Ty Kaliso. And the way that they told us was just like, oh, it's like this cowboy guy, and then this other super religious, like, nut kind of guy. And we were like, what the hell is this? They're just going the way of, like, let's throw in these trash characters. Like, the next character is going to be, like, a monkey or a pet or something. Like, it's just a poor decision. But then as soon as he comes out, let's go chuck some bullets at them grubs. Phenomenal.
Big stuff, Sergeant Phoenix.
The best. Like, he became quickly one of the best characters ever in anything. But one of the best supporting characters. And he's still, like, even in part 3, he was fantastic. Mm-hmm. He's driving out his rig in the middle of nowhere. Oh, Sergeant Phoenix! You got some hangers on you. Hangers. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, that's... So, yeah, I felt like he didn't fit the universe with that concept art of his, but, like Alex said, he quickly became a fan favorite. And, just every line he says is a quotable line.
Yeah.
And he wasn't just like a stupid, like, silly character, He stood up to Scourge.
Yeah.
And he was like, get to safety. I'll take care of this asshole.
Jesus Christ.
And we learn his backstory. He's trying to, he got out of the army, but got back into it because he's trying to save his family, trying to make sure that they're well protected, and he's old. He's, he's up there, but he's still trying his best.
No, yeah, because they talk about his story a lot in the books, mm-hmm. And from what I remember, like he didn't want to be in the war. He was like traveling with his wife and his kids, and they just kept going from place to place to place, just trying to survive. And then like the Hammer Dawn strikes come in and they destroy everything. So he just has nothing to go to. And I think his wife dies from like a disease. And he thinks he's, like, just a nobody because he's also kind of like an alcoholic. So he's just like, man, I can't do anything to protect my twins, my babies. I can't save them. And then he's like, well, whatever, Operation Lifeboat comes around where he's like, yeah, they tell him he can be part of the COG army and they'll feed his kids. But they're not giving him a suit to wear. They're not going to overfeed him and he's not going to be super bulky like the rest of the COG army because he got conscripted. So they treat him like crap. I mean, the whole army of the Cog Army treats him like crap, except for like Marcus and Dom, because they feel the same way that I think like we feel. Like, dude, if this guy's here to like do his job, what the hell do we care? Like, I don't care where he comes from or what he does. Like, he does his job good. And yeah, he's willing to put his life on the line. Scourge just ripped open a tank. And he's like, oh yeah, Marcus, I got this. Awesome. Awesome.
March for the Queen.
Yeah. Don't crawl away, man.
Yeah. Come on, where you going?
Not so fast,
Yeah.
creeper crawler.
Or I'll bleed all over.
Oh yeah, put me down. Put me down. Or I'll bleed all over you.
See, so yeah, you know, he's such a great character. And then you were talking about Gears 3, and you know what I think is interesting is, you know, I think we're playing as Marcus for a while, and then you know we start descending onto some town. I forget what it was, but then we hear him in the distance, and you notice it in Marcus's voice where he's like, he's excited.
Yeah.
You know, he's excited to see this guy, and that's exactly how I felt.
Yep.
It was basically a mirror of ourselves. Like,
Yeah.
you know, we're ecstatic to see that he's back, and he's still taking the fight to the Locust.
Yep.
He's still handling business, you know. But the voice actor, Peter Jason, so yeah, he died on February 20th, and I guess 81 years old. And you know, that was just a great role for him. He put life into that character, and you know, I'm grateful for that. And then you know, we just wanted to pay our respects that way.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks for the voice acting.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I mean, yeah, what's great about it too, I think, is because I was looking at it real quick, and he's appeared in over 80 movies or like shows and stuff, and one of them was Karate Kid. I mean, he probably was just like a auxiliary character in the background and stuff, but what is awesome about it is that you kind of only need one role in order to like cement yourself in a lot of people's lives. And you know, Gears of War 2 and 3 for him, phenomenal. Like, he's phenomenal. He's fantastic. It is a role of a lifetime, and it's not just because the character is good. He made it like his own thing, and that voice is iconic as hell.
Yeah.
And the fact that like Gears of War E-Day's coming out, Gears of War Collection might go to the PlayStation this year and stuff like that. That means a whole slew of new people are gonna get into the franchise, hear Dizzy Walden, and just be like, that dude is a badass. And he is, rightfully so.
Yeah. Well, you know, so you saying Gears Collection coming to PS3, I think that's a great segue.
PS5.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, there's a build, I think, on PS3 for Gears.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, there's a build. Some people got it to work on there. But
cool.
I think that's a great segue to talking about some recent news.
And the rumor mill.
Yeah. So, you know, it's interesting that I guess Microsoft is putting Xbox games everywhere else.
Well, this is an Xbox.
This
is an Xbox.
Yeah,
that is an Xbox. I'm an Xbox.
I mean, you know, I can tell you I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I don't care. The more people that play Gears, the better, because that game, I feel, is not at the level it used to be. So the more people they bring in, I'm happy about. You know, you get more matches, get more fanfare. It really is, I think, Gears for us is something special. But yeah, besides that, I think it's great that people can play all these games. You know, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, what do you think?
No, yeah, I'm completely in agreement. Like I like those ads, actually. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I like that this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. This is a bento box. Like, it's funny. It's good. I dig it. Like, I know a lot of Xbox, like, fanboys. I mean, I'm an Xbox fanboy, I think, because that's what I get all the time. I don't really like getting PlayStation stuff. But it's like, I can understand why a lot of them are like, oh, man, what's the point of having an Xbox if everything's going to PlayStation? I mean, yeah, I guess, but it's just, like, we have Game Pass, they might sell Game Pass to the other systems, sure, but, like, it shouldn't be, I think the older I get, the more I'm like, I don't care about hoarding all these things. Like, the more people that play games, the better. if anything, the only thing I'm mad about is Sony. The fact that PlayStation, like, this game is mine, and you cannot have it. We will have it for a year before we give it to you. Like, come on, bro. Get over yourself. Like, the more people that play games, the better. That's just how it is. Like, why not? So, if people who play it on PlayStation get to play Halo and Gears and all these other things, awesome. You know, more people should be playing games. Especially with the way that the state of, like, gaming is now, where everyone is getting fired completely. Like, they laid off that whole Seattle team. I don't know if you heard about that, for Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, I heard it was only a few people.
Yeah,
but
like, still yeah.
At the game at its height of popularity,
Yep.
it seems to be doing extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, hey, you guys get the fuck out. Like, don't.
I mean, even more
Okay.
so the fact that, like, because what I heard is like, oh, it was 7 people in Seattle, and they were on a contract. Well, extend that contract.
Yeah.
Give money to if it's just 7 people, then keep paying them. It's just 7 people.
What are they doing wrong that you can't, you know, at least that's my opinion. And 7 people, 1 is enough. You know what I mean? Like, these 7 people have lives, and this is what they try to do. Like, and to just fucking fire them, I think it's shitty as fuck.
Yeah, it's because, like, the way that the state of gaming is right now too is that live services games, that's what everyone is clamoring not to make anymore. You know, don't make these games, and then Marvel Rivals comes out and everyone says this is the best game of all time. It's so popular, and I mean, I think it's a fine game. It's whatever.
Only play the tutorial.
I don't even think I played that, but yeah, it's the fact that it blew up and it over exceeded expectations, and you're gonna fire those people. Like, that's when you congratulate them and you say, dude, you did such a good job, we're gonna keep you on. Like, that's what that is for. So if more people can play games, and hopefully that means more people can keep their jobs at said studios and stuff like that, then yeah, I'm all for anything on Xbox going everywhere else, because people need to keep living their lives and not be afraid of job security.
Yeah.
That's insane. But yeah, I'm all for it. I think it's dope.
So I just kind of wanted to go back to what you were saying, like, because I've seen these concerns from people too, like, oh, what's the point of having an Xbox? And you know, the point of me having, I mean, I don't know about them, but I've invested so much into the Xbox ecosystem, like, I can't get those games anywhere else. I have a huge digital library of games, you know, so I'm going to keep investing into Xbox because that's the only place I can play them, you know. Only certain games are Play Anywhere, where you can buy it once on Xbox and then you can get it on PC for free. But that's not the standard. That's not the norm. It'd be amazing if they did something like, you know, hey, you bought Gears over here, we're going to give it to you on PlayStation. But of course, they'd never allow that. And then you were talking about Game Pass too. I don't think PlayStation wants that. You know, they are not going to allow Microsoft to put Game Pass on their system. I mean, prove me wrong. That'd be cool if they did, you know, more options and stuff. But I feel like they're very close. They're like, yeah, give us your games. You know, that we'll take that, but we won't give you anything back.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand.
So, but yeah, that's why I would keep buying an Xbox, and I like a lot of the stuff they do anyways. You know, like with their store, their policies. I prefer their environment,
their community.
Yeah. So, you know, like, kind of like with Xbox, you can have a Phil Spencer. With PlayStation,
I don't even know who's in charge.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there have been a few people that have come and gone, and
the only one I remember is the guy from, like, PS3, the loops. You like those, right? When you jump through all these hoops and stuff. Like, I don't know if you remember.
Kevin Butler?
Maybe.
Or the
kind of bald, or I think he was bald.
Oh.
But he's like the guy who made the PS3 song, the Killzone 2 sucked before. And what made you think we wanted more? You don't remember that?
I mean, I remember the song, but he wasn't ever.
He shows up at the end of the song. He's like, "Yeah, we wanted to make sure that gaming is very hard and difficult to play. You need to jump through all these online."
Oh, Phil Harrison.
I don't
think
know.
that's yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, he's very tall,
Yeah.
skinny. Yeah, I think that's Phil Harrison. No, he doesn't work there anymore. I
That's
forgot
the
who he went
last
to.
person I
Yeah.
remember on PlayStation like PR stuff.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. They've had so many people come and go, but yeah. So I don't know. That's exactly why I would still hold on to an Xbox. So yeah, I'm all for their games coming, and
Yeah, yeah. Xbox, I think, still does a lot of stuff that I like. Like, I do like their UI stuff a lot more. Like, their hub, I think, is a lot more friendly to me than, like, Sony's PlayStation is. I like a lot of just how it works, like, how I keep my friends, how I send friend requests, how I talk to them. It just seems a lot easier to me on that. I like the controller a lot. Yeah, I think they did. The controller, I used to hate it when we got the 360, I think, but I've come to really, really like how the Xbox, it feels powerful for some. Like, it feels big and like, man, I'm Master Chief. I'm Marcus Phoenix. Like, it feels good. And does PlayStation have like cloud gaming stuff?
Yeah. So, well, I just wanted to go quickly back to you were talking about the UI stuff. I can tell you, after playing PlayStation for some time now, it is clean. And it is responsive, it is fast, and there are no ads. On Xbox, I've been getting more upset recently because sometimes I don't turn it on for a while. And I turn it on, and what's the first thing I see? An ad. I don't know if you've gotten those. It'll be like the one I just got like a few days ago. It said, boom, Avowed, out now. Buy or no thanks. And like, what the fuck? Like,
When you turned it on?
yeah, when you turn it on, you get ads.
I have not come across any of that.
That's crazy. I wonder how it's targeted.
Maybe
But,
because you don't have live or something. Maybe it targets you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know it, but I can tell you that's some intrusive shit. And it makes, if anything, and maybe it's a little thing, but it makes me not want to continue buying their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I'm going to, because I want to continue having my library or whatever, but that's just some shit fucking behavior. On PlayStation, you're greeted to a splash page of information, trophies, recent things, friends, and then if you want to go to a game, bam, there it is, and it's fast. What I've noticed on Xbox is they still have those little quirks. If you press up, down, sometimes the screen doesn't follow. You press B, it backs you out into something. It still takes time to load. Like, I don't understand why little things like that still happen.
It's like a Telltale game.
Yeah. Like, what are you loading that is taking forever?
Yeah.
And even little things that I appreciate PlayStation does, like if you had the game in there, like you hover over it, it'll play a little song and with a big artwork of the game. I like that. I think it's neat. But Xbox is just like, okay, game is here. Here's a little cover art. But by the way, here are like 3 million more ads. Like, so I could do without that. But yeah, so that's PlayStation and Xbox. I think the next thing we wanted to talk about was the Resident Evil, or at least what we're playing right now.
Yeah. I guess we can. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're just going to take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Tell me whenever, I guess. Now we're back like a buttcrack. So yeah, I guess what we've been playing. I've been trying to play a lot more. I mean, I guess I've been playing a lot more like single player stuff, just trying to get stories out of the way and keep moving on. I still kind of do sometimes at 100% in all these games, but
Yeah.
I think the last couple of games I beat, or Death Stranding I beat, which is a fantastic game. Death Stranding 2 on the beach coming out this year at some point.
I can't believe that's the name, On the Beach. I mean, it makes sense for it, but it's just such a strange...
It might even be more than just on the beach. It's probably Death Stranding 2 on the beach, because there might be just 2 people on the beach.
Yeah.
Hideo's always going to make all those things. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I went through the Ninja Gaiden series.
Oh, yeah.
Beat 1, 2, and 3. God damn, some of the hardest
games. Those already?
Yeah, I beat part 3 like 2 days ago. I don't recommend for part 3. It feels cool. It's a very 360 game. Like, it's very action-packed, explosions everywhere. They have a lot of cool ideas, but they're just sometimes where it's like, dude, this is your boss. This is what you came up with, and the story is also completely trashed and makes no sense. But I mean, I guess if you're going through them, just finish it off. But by far, yeah, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is probably the best one out of all 3. And I know a lot of people will be like, but it's not. That's not the best one. The best one is Ninja Gaiden 2 or Ninja Gaiden 1 Black. And man, there's so many different versions of every single game. I have like Ninja Gaiden Black, Ninja Gaiden Sigma. So many versions of all of them. I just played whatever was available to me on Game Pass.
Yeah.
But Ryu Hayabusa is fantastic. Like, I don't know how it makes any sense, a ninja in modern day times or whatever. But the gameplay is fun as hell. The combos, the kills are badass looking. Everything looks spectacular. It's all great looking. And it does feel like just a super, like, hardcore video game. And just like, this is your level. Go through it, beat it, move on. And I like that. It's not open world, go through here, go do all these side missions and side quests. It's just do it. Go. Play. Have fun and kill as many as you can. And that's all I need. So yeah, it's a fun series. I'm excited as hell for the next one, Ninja Gaiden 4. I've been wanting to play like a Devil May Cry game, and I feel like this will scratch that itch until they release that new remake that they're making, apparently. I don't know if you heard that they might be making part 1 or part 3.
No.
The voice actor for Virgil was talking about...
for Devil May Cry.
For Devil May Cry,
yeah.
Yeah, so that might happen. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden 4 is coming out. I'm excited for that now that I caught up with the series. And then I'm really excited for Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. Because the team that did that was the team behind Streets of Rage 4, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, and then Metal Slug Tactics. So it feels like they grab old IPs that were great, and they're like, hey, let's do our little thing with it. And that's cool. Like, Ninja Gaiden deserves that, for sure. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, that's what I've been playing. Marvel Rivals a little bit, but that's because Christian likes it. So I play it for him.
Christian again.
Yeah, god damn you. Yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Yeah, I mean, you talking about bringing back old things. I just saw they're coming out with a Samurai Pizza Cats game.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I watched the trailer yesterday. They got all the voice actors back, I guess. And
let's go.
They did a little animation, and that was cool. It looks very simple, but I'm glad they're bringing it back. You know, I wish they would do more things like that. There's still like some old IP that people can do stuff with. Do something with Echo the Dolphin. I don't know, like, you know. But yeah, what I've been playing, I haven't been playing a lot. I was playing Jedi Survivor. Yeah, okay. Survivor. I always forget the name of it.
Fallen Order is the first one.
Okay. Yeah. And yeah, you know why I liked it? I think I liked the first one more. I still think it's very Star Wars. It captures a lot of the feel of Star Wars. I love the sound effects, the music, the graphics. It was very
Bongo.
Yeah. Spawn of Bongo Bongo and all like. I can tell you my experience. It's funny that you did not share my experience. Mine was very buggy, and I don't know if it's from like the quick resume.
I mean, I had that too.
You had it too. I mean, so that I find it really strange. There were a lot of things, textures wouldn't load.
I had that, but not like I think you had like real bad stuff happening.
Yeah, I mean, I'm forgetting his name. He was like Steve, the door manager technician or something like that. You know, when he first came out, he was stuck in a pose and then slid all the way to me, and I wasn't sure if it was some sort of bug where like I wasn't supposed to fight him yet, but then he started to, I think he started shooting, but he was still just like in a standing pose.
He's
Yeah.
T-posing.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, very buggy, but still a very enjoyable game. I don't think I'm gonna 100% it.
I did.
Maybe one day, but because it is fun.
Yeah,
I
it's a
had a
fun
lot
game.
of fun doing things. And then right after that, I jumped into Resident Evil 4 Remake, and
The 4th remake, probably,
yeah,
at this
man,
point.
they've had so many versions of this game, and I was telling Katrina, I've played Part 4 so many times over. We used to play that thing like to hell and back, and where we had everything memorized, and oh, you know, if you throw the grenade over here, it can stop these guys, and it was just pure fun. And I still think it's one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
So of course I was excited for this remake. You know, still holding my expectations a little, you know, because everybody loves the remake for Part 2. And
Not me.
we don't. We don't. I think it's strange that so many people love it, and then go on to say, but they missed all this and this and this, and they cut out this and this. Then how can you say you love it?
Yeah, that's...
You know, I don't understand that. I mean, I still had a good time with it, you know, but I don't love it. You know, I think it's good, but I don't think it really brought anything new to the table. And I kind of Resident Evil 4, I appreciate what they did with the remake. I've been watching a lot of videos and where they like, oh, you know, they actually added more story into this one, and I did notice that because I can't even begin to tell you the story of the original. I
But
feel
it had no story. It was just
okay.
President's daughter gets kidnapped and Leon is gonna go save her.
Okay, I mean that's what I thought it was too, because I was trying for the life of me.
Stock market's got bankrupt.
I mean, I was trying for the life of me to remember what it was about, and I'm like, you know, I don't even remember. Like, did they just infect everyone with Las Plagas, and then they decided to kidnap her just because? But the remake answers a lot of that, and they give a backstory to where Sadler came from.
Okay.
Where Salazar, his whole deal. They explain a lot of stuff, and I really, really enjoyed that. And kind of the thing about that too, though, is it's in text. It's not presented really in movies. So again, it's stuff that you can easily miss. But you know, me, I want to explore everything. I had a good time exploring the village and all of that. So you know, I read all the stuff. I watched a lot of videos. I think it's a good game. It's very fun. But, and this is what I told Christian, this feels like as if someone made a movie of Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think it loses a lot of stuff that made the game, the original, so special, you know. I think there are some corners that were cut. You know, certain things that, like for example, I think the Magnum, the broken butterfly. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, you go to the merchant and he's talking about, oh, this gun is it's as much about shooting as it is reloading.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of remember something like that. And so I got the gun, reloaded it, and there's nothing special.
It didn't look cool?
No, he just goes, and I'm kind of like, do I have to like soup it up to see something?
No.
And so, you know, when I said that I was watching a lot of videos, I've been watching a lot of comparison videos. In the original, when you reload, the camera zooms into it, and he's highly animated.
Yeah, he flips it open.
Yeah. Bam.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's so beautifully done. And like I said, this one just kind of misses that. And, you know, and I don't think you can make the argument, oh, well, it's just a reload. No, it was special to people. You know, otherwise people wouldn't be making comparison videos. It was special to me. I thought it was badass. That's part of the enjoyment. That's part of what makes Leon's character cool.
Yeah.
You know, because he can handle that weapon. I'm going to... You know, not just like, okay, blurm, blurm, blurm.
And especially if you weren't going to do it, why keep the line in?
Yeah.
Like, don't. Just don't. It's about reloading, but it's not, though. Just don't put it in. Just cut that corner, too.
Yeah. So, you know, yeah, like I said, I think it's a fun game. I still recommend it. I haven't played the Separate Ways or Ada section yet. But I'm actually replaying the game because I want to do everything. But I mean, you've played it, right? You completed it.
No, I know. Part 4?
The remake?
Yeah, no, I haven't played that game.
I thought you said you did.
No, I said I played that game 30 times. I played it on the GameCube, on the PlayStation, on the Xbox, on the Wii. I'm not playing it again. What's like, it came out 4 years ago. Like, just Resident Evil 4, period. Like, why do I want to play it again? They remade it again. Like, how many times are you gonna... It's like the old thing for Elder Scrolls Skyrim. Like, when are you gonna stop reselling this? When they stop buying it. Well, stop buying Resident Evil 4. We played it so often. Like, I don't want to play it just for the simple fact that I've bought it so many times. Like, it's... And I don't like part 2 or 3. Like, I think you saying that Part 4 was a movie. Like, this one's the movie version of Part 4. I feel like 2 and 3 are that.
Yeah.
For sure. And the fact that
3 the most, I would say.
Yeah. They take away... They cut so much of the good from 2 and 3 that it's like, why am I playing this? And the people that are like, yo, well, you know, the relationship between Leon and Claire is really fleshed out in Part 2. Where?
What?
At what did you see?
Are you looking at fan art?
Yeah.
Fan fiction? I mean, I don't know.
I haven't seen a damn thing like that. I was like, oh, this is good. It plays better, I guess, you know, because it's modern controls.
It doesn't.
But
just real quick, just because you say that. One of the issues, like, and I was telling Katrina this, and I think it's very apparent, like, in Resident Evil 4. You know, in Resident Evil 4, the original one, you had the laser pointer. Mm-hmm. And that's, like, I think on every weapon. Mm-hmm. And it's, I guess, in a way to describe it, it's, arcadey, where it's just like, you point and shoot, and it's snappy. Yeah. It feels good. The remake is not like that. It's the same thing as Part 2, where you have to stand still. He's breathing, so the reticle moves ever so slightly. Yeah. And I just feel like, is that better gameplay?
No.
I kind of want to say no.
No, that's a no for sure.
I mean, I can kind of see people saying, well, it's more realistic, and it adds to the strategy of it. Maybe I can see that point.
Nope.
But it doesn't feel good. You know, to me, it doesn't feel good. The fact that 4 was so snappy, and to make it a bit duller just to say, well, it's more realistic and fits that, I don't agree.
No, that's a damned lie. If anyone wants to defend themselves that way, I mean, be wrong. I don't know. Like, you're going to tell me that Leon S. Kennedy, this guy who can jump, flip, and karate kick, suplex 300 bad guys, like, you're going to tell me he can't hold a gun steady for 5 seconds? Mm-hmm. And then if you're going to say that, it's more realistic because people bob and weave and stuff, yeah, there's a thing called holding your breath to, like, stop that. So add that as a button. If you want to make it super realistic, add that as a button. But 2 and 3 did the same thing where you're always like, ugh. And I don't know why that's a thing, because if you're going to go realistic, then go completely full on realistic. And with that being said, if I shoot a zombie in the head, it should die. But if I shoot zombies in the head in this game, they go, ugh, and they keep coming. No, you should die. If you want to be completely realistic, where's my shoulder tackle button? Why can't I push people out of my way? Like, go full realistic or make the gameplay fun at the expense, quote unquote, of realism.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what the hell? But yeah, I don't know. I will say everything else Capcom has been doing has been spectacular. But yeah, the remakes I can do without. I played 2 and 3 to hell because they were easy. And maybe that's why people like them, because they're easy. And they're like, you can blow through them quick because they feel like they're super short games, especially 3. I think you could beat 3 in like 4 hours.
I had the most fun with 3.
It's ridiculous.
Do I think it sucks? No, I don't think it sucks. I think it's a fun game. There's a lot of replay value in it. Compared to the original, yeah, it doesn't match it. You know, even with the modern controls, better graphics and stuff. And better graphics is, you know, that's subjective because I prefer the other art style. Mm. You know, the sounds of the city, just the way everything looked. I mean, even like Nemesis, yeah, he's pixelated and low poly, but I prefer the way he looks in there to this new one that has just a trash bag. Yeah, and his nose that looks, you know, it's sideways on his face. I don't think that's a better appearance for him than the original.
Poor character design compared to the original. Yeah.
But, you know, there are things that I like more in Part 3. I think Carlos is cool. I really liked his character in there. And I think it's fun when you learn the dodge and roll mechanic or whatever. Yeah. I think the game is fun. I played that game so much. But so you don't think you're gonna play Remake at 4?
I don't. If I do play, it's gonna be in like 40 years. Cause man, like it just I'm telling you, I played that game so many times when it was resold on everything. We bought it every single time it came out. So it's like I don't want to play it again, and especially because the Xbox has room for 2 games on your console. Like I'm not trying to make room for that game. But I mean, I guess going back to what you said about 2 and 3, do they suck? For me, in comparison to the originals, they suck. Do they suck as standalone games? No. I think if it's your first introduction to these games, if you're like, oh, I heard about 2 and 3, but I never played them because I was too young at the time. Like William never played 1, 2, or 3. And he loves 4. He loves 5. He loves 6. Yeah. Who loves 6? He loves it. He really likes those games. And, you know, that was the only reason I got through 6 was because he played it. We played it together. And I was like, all right, yeah. But I told him, like, dude, if you like those, 1, 2, and 3 are fantastic. 3 is my favorite, bar none. Look, the options you have, the choices you have, the times you can fight Nemesis. Nemesis is probably hands down one of the best villains next to Wesker in the Resident Evil series. And I was like, you know what? I'll stream Resident Evil 1 for you. And he's like, no, I tried watching that. The camera angles, it was making me sick. Like, I can't focus on that. And, you know, I get it. And then I think there's also something to say about the skill level maybe on the original ones. Like, they required skill, but it was more like getting in position and shooting instead of like aiming and shooting, because you don't really aim. But yeah, so the new ones scratch that itch for the people who never got to play it before. And if it's their first introduction to it, yeah, they'll love it. Of course they'll love it. Yeah. And the other ones are going to seem corny and dull and old compared to the new one, but they just had so much more in them. The fact that Mr. X was a scenario B villain is awesome. You beat the game, you're going to replay the game, you know everything. You know what to expect. Boom, Mr. X comes. What the hell is that? And he breaks through walls to rooms you need to load into. Like, that's insane. But then here, his first scenario right off the bat, I'm here. Okay. And you have a stupid hat. Okay. Whatever. Like, he just... Yeah, I don't know. But like, as they are, without comparing them to the original ones, they're good games. But in comparison to the other ones, and I will compare them to the other ones because I played the other ones.
You have to.
And they're trash.
Yeah. And I just wanted to go back to what you were saying a bit. You think that Capcom has been doing well recently, and I just wanted to jump on that. I agree. I think at least one of the things, two I guess, they've been coming out with all their old fighting games, and we talked about it before. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love that they're collections and they're not doing piecemeal. Like, oh, buy this for $5 and then add this other game for 10. I don't want that. They did kind of have something like that before.
Yeah, they did.
And the other thing that I absolutely love is they pack a bunch of music in there, music players, and then they also put a ton of artwork. I love that stuff. Yeah. As a nerd, like I just love seeing all the artwork that they do, all the like arcade cabinet artwork. Cool, do it. That makes me want to buy it more. I don't think like $50 is fair. 40 maybe, because they're older games and stuff. But I love that, and I love that they're bringing back Onimusha.
Yep.
I think doing like a remastered of Part 2 is kind of the wrong choice. They see with the Onimusha games, I feel again, come out with the collection.
Yeah.
Don't do, hey, here's 1, here's Part 2, and then maybe Part 3 and 4. What about the fighting game? Like,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, 2 of them, I think.
Oh, see, I wish they came out with a collection of that. I would get that.
Yeah.
You know, because seeing Part 2 by itself makes me already think like, well, they're probably going to do a Part 3 and do a bundle later. So I don't like that. Do you want to say some more on that?
Yeah, no. So yeah, Capcom doing great work right now. I think. I really like that. I feel like they're digging deep into stuff that people have forgotten about or didn't care about, and they said like, you know what, screw it, we're doing it.
I think they released some surveys asking people what they wanted.
I do remember that. Yeah, that's true. But like, I guess, you know, when Dragon's Dogma came out, I think no one cared about that game. Like, everyone was like, this game sucks. And then, like, after a while, they got, you know, a bunch of fans came around on it. It became like a cult game where people were like, no, this game is actually pretty dope. And then, you know, they did Dragon's Dogma 2, which wasn't even nominated at the Game Awards, which I think is ridiculous.
Who cares about the Game Awards?
Jeff
honestly?
Keighley cares. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think we're gonna?
No, look at Elden Ring. I'm friends with Hideo Kojima.
By the way, yeah.
But yeah, like the fact that they did Dragon's Dogma 2, which was like I think a surprise sequel to a lot of people, is like crazy. Okami 2 coming out is crazy. Going back to Onimusha is crazy, especially after like what we know about like the Warlords Onimusha, where like no one bought that.
No one
bought it. I bought it. I played it and I beat it. Like right over. That game's great. Yeah. Samanosuke is the shit.
Samanosuke.
Awesome. Nobunaga. Yeah, it's a great game. And
was that his name?
Yeah, it's a great game, and like the fact that no one bought Warlords, Onimusha Warlords, is like, oh well, they're never gonna do another thing for it. And nope, here's Onimusha 5. And here's gonna be Onimusha 2, which is the one we never got to play. So
yeah,
I'm super excited for that. Mm-hmm. And like I do agree they should just do a collection of all of them. I think they're just like, well, let's see if anyone even buys this game. Like we'll go all in for 6, or 5, but we don't know if anyone's gonna buy this old one.
Yeah, that's kind of my opinion too. And you know, I just wanted to say on that too, like, you know, the first Onimusha, the re-release of that one, the other reason that I don't like that release so much, or why I didn't buy it on release, is because it's so bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they fixed it up, they made it look pretty, but give it the same treatment you gave the fighting games. Put some artwork in there. Throw in a movie viewer. I don't even know if one is in there.
I don't think so.
You know, put in maybe some like save states, or you know, where everything is fully upgraded and so you can play around or whatever.
Yeah, they could have done so much more.
You
for
know,
sure.
The other thing is, like, you know, there's an Xbox version, because it originally released on PS2,
mm-hmm.
and then sometime after it came out on Xbox.
Oh, okay.
I think it was called like Genma Onimusha. I don't know what they added, if they added anything, but like, give us that. Give us different versions of it.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I mean?
No, yeah, completely. Yeah, they should definitely put in all that. Because everyone, like, I don't know, maybe it's just us that we love it, but we've also been people who, like, watch special features on DVDs and stuff. But yeah, it's a fun time just to see all this. Like, if you give me a documentary with it, I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah,
That just,
yeah.
like, 100%. If you give me a commentary on it, I'm buying that game. And, like, that's all you need to do. I mean, maybe it's not all you need to do, because people will be like, well, it's a lot of work to go back and do it. But still, I would watch that. If you have behind-the-scenes features, if you have all this stuff, awesome. I will say, you were talking about the artwork and the music player on, the Capcom Fighting Collections. I like that. I think they need to do one more step, though. I feel like they always fall short for me with that, because... And he even tells you on the commercials for it, it's like, you cannot play the music player while in-game. And what's the point? Let me make a playlist of my favorite, like, songs, and then when I play any of the games, let me play it. Let me put on the playlist. Or on the background where, because, you can't do full screen on it, let me put the artwork I want to put on there. Give me, like, a collage board where I could put little artworks around the entire cabinet, and then I can see that, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I put Zangief up there, I put Ryu and Cyclops over here. Like, that'd be dope.
That actually, that sounds great.
So, I mean, I feel like they need to do that, but other than that, like, I like that they're bringing... Dude, I never played... I don't think I've ever played the X-Men Children of the Atom or whatever game before, so getting a chance to play that is cool. Getting a place to play the Punisher video game is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's something I thought was never going to see the light of day again. But yeah, that's awesome to see. It's a cool game too. And then part 2 is coming out, or already came out for the Switch, right? Or
I don't know.
But yeah, that's awesome. And then yeah, just Animusha, I'm excited for both of them. Even the Street Fighter game. It was the first Street Fighter game I bought in a long time.
Oh, you bought the new one?
Yeah. I don't dislike it. I think the world thing is pretty cool. I think it drags on a little much. I never completed it, but it was a really cool and interesting video game. The characters in there, I don't even remember any of them besides that MMA guy. But they all have very, like, lame names, like Jake, Lee, John. Like, dude, what? These coming from, like, Ken and Ryu? Like, those are iconic names. Guile, that's a crazy name.
Who has that name? Guile.
Yeah. Wheelie? Like, but, yeah, John, Jacob, Jingleheimer Schmigel. Like, what is this? But still.
Isn't one called JR? I'm forget Ed or something like that.
Yeah, I don't... Ed, I think, was the main name of the bad guy in part 4. The main boss.
I can tell you that the one thing, it's funny because I don't own the game, but I've been watching a lot of clips where I guess top level players play against each other. And it looks cool. I think it looks like a fun game and everything. There are certain things I don't like. It looks like they took somewhat of a more realistic approach. So some of the characters look more realistic. I kind of want more of it. Hand-drawn look, maybe.
Yeah, the hand-drawn looks always superior.
But the one guy I think looks lame as shit is he looks like a boxer, Muay Thai. I'm forgetting his name.
The main guy?
Yeah, he's on the cover.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. It's like John or something. It's a very Scott or he's a very like a nothing name.
But he I think looks terrible. I don't know if you've ever seen like those bodybuilders that use like the fake muscle enhancers.
Oh yeah,
and their muscles look like tumors. That's what he looks like. And
it's because his forearm is way bigger than like his elbow.
Than everything else. Yeah, I don't. But everything else, I think looks cool. I just price wise does not fit me. I want to play the SNK characters. I like Terry a lot, but
Terry, come on.
I mean, the season pass is what, like $40 just for that,
that's
on
crazy.
top of $60 for the game. Like, I think that's ridiculous. But I get it. But whatever.
Luke, is that his name?
Luke.
Yeah.
I'm
telling you, very just whatever name, Luke. But I will say I've always disliked how he looks in there, but I like how he plays. I think he plays like awesome. He plays like Sean from Street Fighter 3.
Yeah.
I don't know why he wasn't just Sean, because that's basically his character. A lot of his moveset is very similar.
I thought I heard that Capcom created Sean as a joke character and didn't expect him to take off. And
Really?
and people liked him, and they were like, "What the fuck? Like, we don't like him. He's supposed to be like Dan or Don or whatever."
But he's cool too.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's well, not everyone, but I've always liked Sean. He's like the little kid kind of, and he's still coming
Ken's
up.
like pupil.
His protege, yeah. So I don't know. I liked him.
Yeah, he has one of the coolest Shoryukens too.
Yeah.
And that's what he has Sean's Shoryuken, but instead of going up with it, he like brings you down, I think, and starts choking you out. But yeah, it's a cool game. It's again, the art style is not my favorite. I do like the art design or like focus that they went into, because like when they start punching you, you see the graffiti coming out. That's dope. That's really cool looking. But yeah, if you go back to the hand-drawn ones, you'll have my money for sure. I mean, you already have it, but you'll have it for sure. I'll buy the season pass this time.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take another quick break, and then we'll see you guys right after. And we're back, and this was pretty much it. Just wanted to say thank you for listening to us, your fans, or you fans. Keep us alive and out of the streets. We're really
still
struggling.
In the street.
Yeah.
The Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter. Man, you know what the best Street Fighter game is?
The movie.
The movie. Street Fighter, the movie, the game.
Fighter.
I'm gonna get you, Bison.
Bryson.
Yeah. They should have made that one into a game too.
The Legend of Chun-Li.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys as always. Thank you, Germany. I think we have the largest fan following there.
Let's go.
We're pretty number 2 podcast of all time, I think, in Germany.
Yeah. All the Germans like, no, you're not. 999. No, we love you, Germany.
So yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. See ya.
Deuces.